for the next 2 days, we are going to dive into a lot of areas ranging from tax, accounting software, how accounting software is replacing the manual ledger, the artificial intelligence in accounting, that's AI, cybersecurity in accounting, that's being a cyber aware accountant. Also, we'll be looking into AI automation in accounting and the systems. So, why we specifically created a room for this, especially for accounting students, but not limited to accounting students, all right, is the point that the future of accounting isn't going to be built by just pen and paper or manual accounting. Right? It's going to be built at the intersection where persons who probably understand tax laws, persons who understand data and systems, people who understand how the finance market works and the business market overall. Right? So we, beyond the spreadsheet, exists just to start building that shared language between these different intersections. All right. So our mission, the mission for these 2 days is very plain: to equip you practically and theoretically with the awareness, the tools, and as well the confidence to walk into a workplace that looks nothing like one your lecturers trained you in and thrive there anyway. All right. So you would believe with me or concur with me that most of what we are being taught in the classroom is quite different from what we face in the actual reality. So this is one of the 2 days webinar. Today we will start off with the era of tax reform and then delve into the accounting software. So this is where I once again want to welcome everybody joining us, and I will say let's go beyond spreadsheet together. Welcome once again.
Like I said, so just be attentive so that you'll be able to pick the points that suits you and also be ready for your question, because after our first speaker has spoken, there'll be time for questions. So I'll be reading the bio of Mr. Sampson before he comes up, because very soon we'll be coming up to come and dish us what he has for us this night. We are into tax and also accounting, and also we're also talking about technology and innovation in accounting. Accounting is no longer manual. We are now going to the digital aspect of accounting. And we should know that once you are done with your school, then once you start looking for job opportunities and stuff like that, that nobody will ask you, can you prepare a trial balance on paper? Can you prepare petty cash book? Can you prepare bank reconciliation statement on paper? Nobody will ask you that one. What they'll be asking you, what accounting software can you use? Are you good at Excel? Are you good at data analysis and other accounting software? Can you carry out your knowledge in the practical aspect? Can you apply it in the practical aspect? Nobody is going to ask you, were you taught how to solve it in a paper form? Nobody's going to ask you. So this webinar was created so that you're to have knowledge, and also at the end of this 2 days webinar, there'll be opportunity for us to learn this basic, like this accounting software, the practical aspects. But we should know that it's not for free, sure. So, but it's a sage that will be tomorrow. Will enlighten us more about it. Hope you are hearing me. All right, so I will be reading Mr. Sam biograph. Mr. Sam, we like call him atom of wisdom. He has achieved a lot over the space of his profession and other things. So Mr. Sunday Sams Silas is a graduate of accounting from Abia State University. You know, they call accounting department the Super A. And if we check around accounting, as an accountant, you can work anywhere. You can work in the bank, you can work in companies, you can work in hospitals, you can work anywhere. Our services are needed in the business world, in the finance world. Without accountants, the company's financial health will collapse. The financial state of a company will be very, very bad without an accountant. So this is why this webinar is meant for you and I, so that we're able to boast about our profession in the labor market and show them reasons why they really need our services. So Mr. Sunday Sampson Silas is a graduate of accounting from Abia State University, graduating with a second class upper division. Is an accountant with professional experience in accounting, taxation, auditing, and financial reporting. Currently providing accounting and tax advisory services at a consulting firm. He is passionate about education and mentorship. He has voluntarily tutored and mentored students across accounting, finance, management, and economics, contributing to the success of 5+ first class and 50+ second class upper graduates. He has also completed 70+ accounting and finance research projects for students across several Nigerian universities. He is committed to excellency, and this has earned him a lot of awards from his exemplary conduct and outstanding mentorship. He is also a committed Christian. He is passionate about integrity, servant leadership, continuous learning, and raising future accounting professionals. So are we seeing are we seeing his portfolio? He has earned a lot from both in his school, outside the school, in the accounting profession. So we should not limit ourselves to just studying accounting in the class. We should be exposed so that when others are reading our own biography, instead will be smiling that it's you that have achieved all these things. So let's give it up for Mr. Silas as we welcome him to the podium. He's here with us, so he's going to take the stage now to enlighten us on about tax. His own aspect is this tax aspect, because as an accountant, you're supposed to get familiar with the tax system, Nigeria tax system, and other aspect of taxation. So let's give it up for Mr. Silas.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Make use of the thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Uh, First of all, I want to really appreciate the host. I normally call him Kim. So I really appreciate for this opportunity given to me. When it comes to student building of career and development, career development for students is one thing I so much like. I have passion for seeing my colleagues, seeing a human being developed is what I derive passion from, starting from my days in the university. So I so much thank God for this opportunity. God bless you. I wish you guys success. So quick one, I'll be taking you guys on tax because some of you have been hearing a lot. I think that was lately last year that uh, that government will be deducting money from your account for this year. So, which I was still trying my best as possible so that nobody have the right to deduct money from your account. So even the so-called the government doesn't have the authority to deduct money from your account in case of tax. There's nothing like that. So I'll be breaking down the little history about tax. Even though I'm not able to cover everything today, but I want you to understand the essence of the new tax reform in Nigeria so that tomorrow it can be, even though you don't know what the tax reform is talking about, at least the basic knowledge, you need to know what the tax reform is and what is the essence, why are they bringing up tax reform and why we already have existing laws in that govern taxations in Nigeria. So quick one. Hope I'm audible, right? All right. Thank you so much. Daniel, you're giving me thumbs down. Is it that you can't hear me or what? Okay. Moderator, please accept people coming in. I've just receiving notification now. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
All right. So basically, since inception, there have been a regulation of tax in Nigeria. I think that was since because Nigerian Constitution was 1919, and in the Nigerian Constitution, it was one of the things. I will just break it down for everybody understanding. I will not make it. I'm not going to use an ambiguous language. So tax has been in existence since 1990, to the best of my knowledge, since 1999 when the Nigerian Constitution was enacted. Since then, the government have introduced us, and which is one of the responsibility of, like, one of the things that is expected of citizens in Nigeria to do whenever you engage in any business or you receive some benefit or some certain things, certain activities you engage, you're expected to what, pay tax as a Nigerian, right? So now, since 1990, there has been a different act existing that govern taxation in Nigeria. We have the person, to the best of my knowledge, I have up to 13 acts when it comes to taxation. But based on what I'm saying, what I've been hearing, someone told me, I think one of my lecturer, one of my mentors, that we have over 70 acts that govern taxation. We have over 70 acts that govern taxation, 70 acts, like laws that govern taxation. So now, because of this issue of different acts, Nigerian government have to come up with something, have to come up with a committee together to bring all these acts, to bring all this law in one place, because we cannot be having personal income tax act, company income tax act, industrial development tax act, value added tax act, a lot of them all scattered all over the country. Then, and people will be confused that why are we paying for this, why are we paying for this. So the main essence of the tax refund in Nigeria, that is what I want you to understand. Please get your pen. The main essence of tax refund, the primary objective of the new tax refund in Nigeria is to unify all tax laws in Nigeria. I say this word, to unify all tax laws in Nigeria, right? Now, then the secondary objective can now come in, you can see, to increase revenue, to not to tax poverty, to maybe increase tax rates to meet GDP, Nigerian GDP, all those ones that may be second. But the main essence of the new tax reform is to unify is to unify Nigerian tax system, because we have a lot of different acts. But majorly, I believe, based on the course of this webinar today, beyond spreadsheet, I'll be just limiting myself to two, because those two is maybe two or three. Let me say two or three or four. It may be that of the Personal Income Tax Act, the company, and that of VAT. I think this is the most essential one that usually applicable to us, like mostly our day-to-day activities. So now, for the personal income tax, there's changes on it. So before, let me just take you back a little so that you understand every big step, why the change came in. So before, best of my knowledge, before there usually a tax system called a tax law called the Personal Income Tax. This act regulates uh this act regulates who is that? So please omit yourself. I have zero tolerance for noise. It usually causes distraction to me. So please mute yourself. You always be checking your mic. Thank you. So uh so have you seen it? Okay, I was saying that you have a different tax system that regulates incomes for individuals. So basically, for individuals, which is the personal income tax, when there is a new personal income tax, we have the one of 2024, Personal Income Tax Act 2024. Now, this has been existing since 2024. So since then, we have personal income tax, we have Nigeria. But whenever there's any amendment, what the government usually do is to what the government usually does is that they will introduce a finance act. Now, what is finance act? I want you to understand all these things step by step. Now, what is finance act? Finance act is uh, usually a guideline, is a government guide that usually released sometimes yearly, usually a government guideline that contains the new development on the changes of different acts. Based on my knowledge, I started noticing about finance act since 2019. I think that was my first finance act. We have finance act 2019, we have finance act 2020, we have 21. There's no finance act 2022. Government did not release any finance act on 2022. They have 2023. Then the last one was 2024. The last finance act before they now unified it, these tax laws now together, was the one of 2024. So whenever government want to make changes to these tax laws, they usually release a finance act. So now for personal income tax, there has been changes. If you see some textbook, when I was in university, there was this textbook I was using by Seyojo. I don't know if you guys still know about that textbook. If you know it, you can give me a thumbs up. That was the textbook I used when I was in the university. And that textbook for taxation, I noticed that they were using the old laws in that textbook, whereby where an individual, a taxable person, has children, you are going to claim a relief for children. You are going to claim a relief if you have aged parents, but these children will not exceed the age of 13 years. They should be below of 13 years or 13 years old, and they will not be in a higher institution, only primary school and secondary. Now, whatever you pay for them as their tertiary will be used as a tax deductible items for the taxpayers. So that was the first change this thing I made. From there, we now came up with the one that another new changes that came in, whereby you'll be giving, government gave a relief with, which is called a consolidated relief allowance. Now the consolidated relief allowance was Finance Act 2020, where individuals were given 200% plus 200% or 1% of your gross income, 200% or 1% of your gross income plus 20% of your gross income. That is, first of all, you are going to look for 1% of your gross income. You compare it to 200,000, whichever is higher, you add it. You add it now with the 20% of your gross income. Now, 20% of your gross income is more of fixed, right? So you add it to get a relief. But there's another new changes based on the new tax laws, which I'm going to also introduce. But I want you guys to understand all these steps so that whenever you're reading any tax law, you will not be confused, you will not be. I'm just trying to give you the background knowledge. I just want to establish the background knowledge about tax system that have been existing before now. So because of all these things now, the government have to set out a committee that was led by our mentor, our visionary, Taiwo. It has been a role model to us. So he was one that led this committee, and they were able to unify all this tax system into one. That was when we started hearing about deduction of tax from your no. Nobody is deducting money from your account. You are just maybe not having the right information. Nobody is deducting money from you. I think this is 6 months gone already. Did anybody deduct money from your account? No. It's just usually bank charges that bank normally deduct VAT of 5%, which they have been deducting even before now. That one has been existing since they introduced VAT. Bank have been deducting 7.5% of the charge. 7.5% of 15 naira charge they usually deduct. They also charge VAT on it. So that is it. So let me come into the new tax era. Now the new tax era, which is the Nigerian tax system, has been was released. We are introduced for three different no, it's not three, it's four different acts was released that govern tax systems in Nigeria. We have the which is widely referred as the NTA, that is the Nigerian Tax Act. So the first one is the Nigerian Revenue Act, Nigerian Administrative Act, Nigerian Joint Administrative Tax Board as well. So now, if you want to know the one that governs taxation, go to
It depends. Yes, it depends.
so the
Please put your mic.
if you want to know the one that has to do with tax regulation, just download the Nigerian Tax Act. That one is where all the law is. Then the one that is in charge of those in charge of collection, assessment of tax, there are laws that is the this thing. You now download the the Nigerian Tax Administration Act, that is the NTAA. So that one is the one that that one was just released to give direction to who is in charge of collection of tax and administration of tax in Nigeria. So moving further, now for individuals, there is some benefits you can leverage on this new tax act. Like now, where you are a taxpayer, like you earn, all right, where you have, yes, there will be a section for question and answer. So please hold on. So where there is where you are an income earner, you earn income, you are into business, you receive money, anything you have income. When I mean income, you are liable to pay tax. Award, even award, you are also liable to pay tax. Yeah, you win anything, they charge property to you in form of trustee from a deceased person, you're also liable to what? To pay tax from that share of property. Don't worry, ask your questions. So now, what is the law saying about individuals? Now, the law have given individual that earns annually, if your turnover is annually is below 800,000 or 800,000, you're exempted from paying pay. That is the personal income tax act. You're exempted from paying pay, right? Then for then there's also benefit. You might be earning based on the law. They say that below minimum wage, which is maybe 100,000, the law said 100,000. You're also exempted if you earn either 100,000. That multiply 100,000 by 12 will give you 1.12 1.2 million. Now when you start deducting your house allowance, deducting other things, so you still be your taxable income for the year will still be less than that 800,000. Because now for individuals that pays rent, if an individual you pay a rent, you also entitled to benefit of what 20% of your rent you paid will be used as a tax deductible for your income whenever you want to pay for tax. That 20%, the 20% of your rent will be used as a tax deductible items. Then pension too, if you contribute to pension fund, is also a tax deductible items. Then for individuals that borrowed money, if you borrowed money to build your own occupied property, the interest on that loan, that mortgage loan, is also a tax exempted items. It's also a relief to you. They are also going to claim you a relief on the interest amount, right? Then there's other relief too, as you can enjoy as an individual while remitting your tax. Then let me take you to the company. Now for company, for those that run company, now there is difference between companies and business. To tax, they are two different things. Now we have company. Now the company is the registered, those that is registered with CAC, like those one that end with limited, those that end with public, those that, but other business name, which is enterprise, they are two different things as well. But let me take first of all the company. Now in Nigeria, tax recognize two types of company. You have the small company and the big company. Unlike before, we have three types of company. You have the small, you have the medium, and you have the large. But now we only have small or large. That is just it. Now for small, now how do you know a small company? A small company is a company that the turnover ranges from 0 to 100 million. To 100 million. So, and your fixed assets, when I mean fixed assets, I'm talking about your non-current assets. Your motor vehicle should not exceed 250 million. If your assets exceed 250 million and your turnover is less than 100 million, you'll be classified as a big company, even though your revenue is less than 100 million. Immediately your fixed asset exceed that amount, you'll be classified as a large company. So whatever you are doing, you maintain that range, you will maintain that burden, that law, that this thing period, like this thing that said 0 to 100 turnover. and your fixed asset should not exceed 250 million. That is for small company. Now for big company, I heard. Now big company is any company that their revenue exceed what 100, but there is no limitation for assets. So imagine your revenue exceed 100 million. You are now categorized as a big company, right? So moving further, now companies have been given provision before again we have this act called the capital gain tax. Now usually we have capital gain tax that where you dispose a an asset where you dispose an asset. When you dispose an asset, you are expected to pay capital gain tax on it after deducting all your allowable expenses. That is your incidental cost. Those allowable expenses are called incidental costs. So I did not want to start using big grammar. So now those allowable expenses can be commission, it can be selling expenses, commission that you pay to say the salesperson, the person that markets your product, all those ones. Then you pay. Before it was 10% of the taxable income. Now let me tell you, it's not the sale proceed. The sale proceed, government cannot just tax your sale proceed. It's after you have deducted your expenses. So don't mind all this information they will spread it that government is deducting 20% of all the money that enters your account. No. Even if government want to tax you, it must be your taxable income. There's what we call income, normal income. We have gross income. So you need to understand what are they taxing. Now the taxable income is like your income after you have deducted your expenses. So now that capital gain tax now is before it was 10%. Now the new tax law said that no, categorize that your assets you sold, categorize it as part of your income while reporting your all your profit, all your incomes, all your revenue. Categorize it as part of it. So they are not taxing it different again, like 10%. They have unified it as for individuals. It's going to be assessed based on progressive tax rates, while for companies it's going to assess on based on company tax rate. So for companies with for small company, their tax rate is 0%. They are not paying tax. While for large company, their tax rate is 30%. Their tax rate is what? 30%, right? So moving further, now a lot of people that have been saying that the Nigerian tax system would deduct. No, Nigerian tax system operates a self-assessment. What do I mean by self-assessment? The self-assessment is that you will be the one to compute your tax. Then now go and fight to the government. That look at what the incomes I earned. Look at all the revenue I made for this years of assessment, for 2025 or 2026 years of assessment. You are expected to file in your returns to the government after you have done. Okay, look at what I made and look at the expenses I incurred during that period. Then these are the what is left for taxable, and this is the tax rate, and this is what you have paid. Government have no right to deduct anything from your account, right? So now, for companies, okay, sorry, before diverging to the filing of taxes, let me explain for business name. Now, business name don't have anything like small or big. All business name is the same thing. All business name is they have the same range with company. Now, business name for business name that their turnover is less than 100 million is also a small business, you are not also expected to pay taxes. You're not also expected to what? Pay taxes. Now, business name, so example is an enterprise. All these people see uh, Sampson and Son Enterprise. All those ones, they are not they are not this thing. They are not a company. Taxes them as a business name. So, and they are not able to file they are not able to pay VAT. You don't charge them VAT. You don't charge them withholding tax. You don't. They don't pay tax. They don't. But they file returns. Filing of return is compulsory for everybody. So that is for business name. Now let's talk about the filing. No, as for individuals now, we have you are expected to file your returns every year. We have the personal income tax self-assessment. Now, basically for salary earners, your employee is expected to deduct it monthly. But if you just have your own business, you are operating, you have your own business, you have your own enterprise, you're operating, because enterprise is now assessed based on personal income tax. They don't assess them based on companies. They assess them based on personal income tax. If it was company, they pay, but enterprise is based on what? Is based on personal income tax. So now, at the end of every year, government year is usually from January to December. So at the end of, let's say for 2025 last year, you are expected to file your return within January this year to 31st March. If you haven't done that, there is a fine and there's a penalty for that. I will come to that aspect. It's also applicable to business. Now, for business that their accounting period is from 1st January to 31st December, you're expected to file your return from within January this year to 30th June, which is, I think that should be on Monday. 30th June should be on Monday. You still have from now till Monday to file your return as a company. Access of that, you are going to pay a fine. You are going to pay a fine for it. There is a penalty and there is a fine. They are going to charge you for it. So they have given you grace. But for existing business, for a new business, you are given the grace of what? 18 months. 18 months after the end of your accounting period. You have 18 months to what? To file your returns. You have 18 months you have 18 months to file your what? Your return. For new companies, that is for new companies. But for existing company, you have 6 months after the end of your accounting period. 6 months. Now let's assume that your accounting period did not end in December. Maybe your accounting period end maybe in March. So you calculate from April. You have April, you have May, you have June, July, August, and September. You have 6 months, which is from April to September to file your return. You have been given 6 months to what? To file your returns. Absence of that, you are going to pay a penalty that comes with it. So moving forward. So now I'm going to be discussing I think the penalty. Let me just talk about the penalties. I will take the penalty on that. Let me take the penalty first, because so that we'll not say that no, we haven't taken for, because everything you do, you have to, if you do not take care, you're going to pay a penalty, a huge amount of money. There's a huge amount. So listen very well. So to tell you now, for companies, if you fail to file your returns, failure to file your returns, you have to pay okay, no, let me take for individuals first. For individuals, if you fail to file your returns, you are, for the first month, you are going to pay 100,000 for the first month. You are going to pay what? for okay, that both for individuals and companies, it's still the same thing. You are going to pay 100,000 for the first month of failure. You are going to pay 100,000 for the first month of failure. Then other subsequent months, you are going to pay 50,000 naira, right? So that is failure to what? To file your returns. Like when when you fail to file your returns, you're going. Then moving further is you have filed, but you file an incorrect account. What you file is not correct. You did not file the actual account. You're also going to pay penalty, which is 100,000 naira for the first month and 50,000 for the subsequent month. Now, failure to register for tax. Sorry. Now, failure to register for tax. Now, as individuals and company, you are expected to register for your team. I don't know how many persons here have their team number. Let me see the reaction. If you have your team number, let me see. If you have your team number, let me see your reaction. Thumbs down. If you have, thumbs up. If you don't have, thumbs down. If you don't have, thumbs down. Okay. Now, for those of you that don't have, let me tell you the penalty of it. Now, the penalty of not having for not having your tax number, that is the TIN, which is the tax identification number. You also have a penalty for that. Have a penalty for that. I think it's still the same amount. 100,000 for the first month, 50,000 for the subsequent month as well. Now, failure to maintain proper books of accounts. Failure to maintain proper book of accounts. For individuals, is 10,000 naira. Then for company, it's 50,000 naira. Let me go. Failure for deducting of withholding tax. Now, we have a tax that is called withholding tax. Now, let me explain before I now tell you guys the failure. Now, withholding tax is an advanced form of tax. When you make revenue, when you sell goods or service, somebody is expected to withhold 10%. It depends on the rate. Is not that we have different rates for it. It depends on the services or the goods you supplied, though. And we have a rate for resident, and we have a rate for non-resident. We have a rate for resident company. I have a rate for non-resident company as well. So let me use for example commission. Maybe you are a house agent. You receive a commission. You are expected, the person paying you that commission is expected to withhold 5% of that commission. Now, when the person that is paying fail to withhold that amount, the person is going to pay 10% of that amount. Is going to pay fine, because government are giving you rights to withhold 10%, 5% of that amount as withholding tax for resident company. But for non-resident company, you are going to pay 10%. I hope it's clear. Then the next, there's other penalties. Then failure to notify change of business address. Now you want to change your business address and maybe from another location to another. If you fail to notify the tax authority, you are going to pay a fine of 100,000 for the first month and 5,000 naira for the subsequent month. Then the next one is failure to provide information required by the tax authority. When the tax authority saying that they need your bank statement, you are expected to provide it. They need your accounting record. You are expected to provide it for them. Now, failure to provide it for the first day, they will give you a time frame. For the first day you fail to what? Provide that information. They are going to charge you 200,000 for the first day. Then other subsequent day, you'll be charged 10,000 naira. So let me just stop there. Now let me go to the next. What are the benefits what are the benefits of this tax refund to students? What are the benefits? What are the benefits? Some people are saying, as a student, what will you benefit, or as an individual? Yes, there is benefit. I'll not lie to you. There is benefit. Now, as a student, number one benefit is that you, as a student, you are any gift, any money that they send to you as a gift is not taxable. It's not what? Taxable. But now the issue is that before you can claim anything as that thing is a gift, there should be a backing document. We call it supporting document. We call it what? Supporting. So there should be a proper description. If your dad is giving you money for upkeep, please, they should try to give proper narrations. They should try to give what? Proper narration that this is a gift. This is maybe a feeding allowance. It's a gift. Your feeding allowance is a gift. They are not supposed to what? Tax it. So you are not going to pay tax for it, but you are expected to also file your returns. Remember, because there's a penalty too. Now, I think majority of us here are students, but I know some graduates that is here as well. Now, I don't know. So university, you see anything like tech fund project building, you see it's tech fund. Have you in your school, have you seen anything like that? Let me see your reaction. Tech fund project. Very good, very good. Thank you, everyone. So now that tech fund project, it's is a development from tax, that what they generate from tax, we have a certain percentage that is channeled to education. There is some that is channeled to what? Education. So it's usually used for project. That money now will be used to build a project, either classroom, either auditorium for students in different campus. So that is when you see, you know that this is a project from the money that they pay from tax. So if you are, but there's other provision that the government is expected to make for you, but that is one of it. That is one of the benefits of this tax refund. That's another benefit, because now that educational tax, now they have categorized it under one consolidated and give it a name. Before, we have what we called uh, educational tax. We have police levy. We have other levies. Now, but now based on this new tax act, now they have consolidated it into one place and call it development levy. And now that development levy now will be shared to educational tax fund. Even this one that I noticed that you guys started growing recently. I don't know, this one that they normally give student loan. No, that I've forgotten it. This Nigerian this educational loan fund that most of you have seen, that most of you normally borrowed. I've seen this one for some. Yes, that is it. So that is it. That tax now, that is where the money is coming from. It's money that they pay as tax. That is it. So now that tertiary education tax, the one that tax fund, they will use it for government projects. Nigerian educational loan fund is also available for students. Is also that is under this development levy, which is at the rate of 4%. Then we also have National Information Technology Development Agency too. You have national, all those things, they are under one consolidated account now called development levy at the rate of what? 4%. So they will not share it among themselves. Even police levy, they will also share it among themselves. So you are not paying again. Before, they usually pay it separately, but they have consolidated everything as one. So that is one benefit, because they will use it as a student. They will use it and build a good classroom for you. Know that government has been like this. Normal, that is what they are supposed to use the money they collected as tax. That's part of the government's responsibility to build a conducive classroom, to make sure that students have a good this thing. So another benefit is that for businesses, as a new business, they encourage new people in the business. That is why because these are now for them to increase the revenue. Before for small company it was between I think 0 to 20%. Sorry, 0 to 25 million. So for them to increase small company now to 0 to 100 million as a small company, and they are not paying tax, they are encouraging you for you to establish your business. Nobody is taxing you, nobody is asking, but just make sure that you file your returns. Nobody is asking you to pay tax. So it creates room for what? Business opportunity for you to get start up your business. Because some people are scared, some individuals are scared that if I start up this business, last everything is going to the government, they will start taxing me. No, the government have given you the avenue. Start up your business. We are not taxing, but when you started making excessive profits, excessive turnover, that is when we now start taxing you. Then to the accountants in the house, you also create opportunity of employment. The rate of job opportunities for accounting this year was massive. Like earlier this year, I think, yes, earlier this year, it was massive, honestly. Recruitment, even currently, is still going. So don't allow anybody to deceive you that there is no job opportunities. No, there is a lot, even to the lawyers, because there is a lot of tax cases. They also leverage. You see some a lawyer, they will come and write ICANN exam. Some people that they will come and write so that they will be chartered, they will be a professional, but to be able to defend clients. Because for you to defend your client during tax audit, defend a client, you need to have a certain certification, which is it must be a professional person. Then that is another benefit as well. Then another one that should be also a benefit, but I've not seen it. Only one state I've seen it, which is what? Infrastructure development. And it's only in Abia State I've seen a lot of infrastructure development. That is also the thing that is also another benefit of it. The government should use it for what? Infrastructure development for people within the environment. But it's only in Abia State. Me, I'm not saying it because I schooled in Abia State. I'm not from Abia State, I'm from River State. But when you see the truth, say the truth. I can always say it. I'm proud of that state. When I was schooling in that place, when I was schooling in Abia State, I can tell you I suffered in hostel. I suffered. Like, I cannot tell you what I passed through in that school. But now I'm even having two thoughts just to go back to that place, because look at hostels, look at conducive environment. That time I used to go out now to go to night class, but now look at room. The room itself should not be, I think it should not be more than 4 people, but we will have either, is it 4 or 3 or 2 persons? The way they structured it now, there is fan there, there is cupboard, like everything. That is where I'm just seeing all this money. That is only the state I'm seeing the massive development. Also, I'm seeing the one in Enugu State. I've also seen the one in Enugu State that the governor is trying as well. I've seen that one too. I've seen some development by Enugu government. Which other state again that I also saw some development? There one northern state, I think that should be Kano. Also saw other development there. But any other state is zero. I can tell you is zero. So let me not divert for why we are here. Now when it comes to the technology, which is the new era that we are, you need to have skills. Taxation is beyond paperwork. You need to know how. Now, before they were using tax promas. Now, the tax promas is online platform where you remit your tax. But these new tax act now have removed the tax promas and introduce another platform called the Ref 360. That is what they are currently using now. the rest, which give taxpayers opportunity to stay at your home to what pay your tax, do everything. You don't need to risk your money. Before, you normally go to tax office, carry money, carry huge amount of money, and go to this thing, and go to tax office. Their tax office, you might be robbed on the way, but now the tax planners give you an avenue for you to stay in your house. You don't even need to start going to bank to go and pay your tax again. Just stay in your room, in your office, pay everything online. You have to pay everything. Now, for you to pay this thing online, what do you need? You need a digital skills. You need what? A digital skills for you to be able to do this. That is why my colleagues, Sage will be taking, Mr. Sage will be taking that tomorrow, the software aspect, because you need the skills, you need the technological skills for you to be able to do that. Because accounting is beyond the paperwork, is beyond that normal. Yes, you need the basic knowledge. I will not quote it wrong. You need the basic knowledge, but after that, you still need what? The technological skills for you to be able to handle it. And mind you, you cannot make use of the technology without the basic knowledge, because you are going to rob everything. You are going to. There's a post I saw that should be immediately I graduate. Immediately my graduation, there's a post I saw on LinkedIn. Please take note. Sorry for the diversification. Take note. If you're in this platform, you don't have LinkedIn account, the next time I'm going to flog you. So please, immediately after this class, go and open a LinkedIn account. I'm telling you the truth. I did not have this opportunity when I was in school. Somebody to tell me the benefit of LinkedIn. It was after my graduation 2022 that I opened LinkedIn account. That during my sign out, that somebody told me that I should open a LinkedIn account. That all these award they are giving me, best senior colleague, best behaved student, all this one during my section, I should go and open a LinkedIn account so that I will post it there. Those things that is give your profile. I did not know. Please go and open a LinkedIn account. It's very, very important. It's very, very go and open. If you don't have it, then link up with people in the same discipline. You see the way they structure their profile. Make sure you post. I know about one of my mentee that graduated from first class economy department. I was begging this guy to open a LinkedIn account, but I think last 2 months he messaged me that because he started his data analysis skills, he's done. He's waiting for NYC, but this period is waiting for NYC to go for NYC service, like National Youth Service. He used it to go and learn data analysis. Somebody from Genesis group of companies, Genesis, there is a hospital sector, then to hospital, to cinema, hostel, and catering services. One of the HR chatted him up that, are you done with your service, that they would like to recruit him, because they saw the thing he was posting there, all this data analysis, he was posting it there back to back. They saw it attracts recruiter to you, it attracts people, it gives you visibility. You see, there's only one platform I can log in 50 times in a day. I don't even see it that I'm wasting my data. You see all this Facebook, you see all this. I don't even have this thing, Telegram. I don't even have Telegram account, to be honest. I can't even remember the last time I have Telegram account. I don't have a TikTok. I have Instagram, but I don't log into Instagram account. But LinkedIn, I log in LinkedIn every time. Every time in a day, I can log into LinkedIn account more than 50 times. I can tell you. Even today, I know how many times I've logged into my LinkedIn account, because that is where you see all these billionaires, you see them there. You'll be motivated. Please don't mind me, my brother that is making me laugh at the back. So you will see all these people posting. You will see all these celebrities. You see all these they used to post on Facebook, on Instagram. They don't try it on LinkedIn, no. They don't even try this thing on LinkedIn. Nobody tried that shit. You don't bring all these useless naked pictures on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is not this. LinkedIn is for people that have sense. Let me tell you the truth. So please, if you don't have LinkedIn account, I gave you 24 hours. Go and open a LinkedIn account. This time I'm telling you, I did not have that privilege to know this thing when I was in the university. I don't have that privilege. That is why that any student that I know, all my mentees, all of them, I gave them time frame to go and open their LinkedIn account. I told that if you did not open a LinkedIn account, don't ask me any question. Don't come and ask me for anything. I will not answer you. Anytime you have any problem, don't ask me, because I might not be there every day, but I want you to develop, because LinkedIn is a platform that gives you leverage for you to do things, for you to learn. See, as other people are, God, please, if you don't have, you are missing a lot. So let's go back to what we are discussing. So for the tax filing, you need to have you need to have knowledge of technology. Accounting is beyond the normal book, beyond book writing, but you need to have basic knowledge. So it was on the LinkedIn that I saw a man, a head of account, posted something that touches me. Honestly, I will not lie to you. See that double principle rule? I will bet you it was after my graduation. It was after my graduation that I have to learn it I have to calm down and study double principle rule. It was after my graduation. I made 2-1 CGPA of 4.05. In my final year, my both CGPA was first class CGPA. The other one was 4.75. The second one, the last one was 4. Hey, Amachi, can you mute yourself? Host, please can you mute her? Thank you. So now that basic knowledge of accounting, you need it. You need that basic of accounting, because without that basic of accounting knowledge, you cannot make use of the this thing too as well. The computer, this technology, new technology. We have QuickBook, we have Sage, we have Odoo, we have a lot of them. We have Zobo. We have a lot of them. But please make sure you have at least two is important. At least, even though you don't have all, at least two. But if you have the knowledge of one, you can operate any other one. If you have the knowledge of any one at all, there's no way you will not find your way out in the other one. But at least you need somebody to train you. So please, for you to make use of this software, you need the knowledge of double principle. Because if you don't know what to debit and credit, you are going to damage the whole system. You are going to spoil the whole thing. So the man was lamenting on LinkedIn, a head of department was lamenting very badly that he cannot believe that accounting graduates don't know double principle rule. That they don't know double principle rule. Please, is essential. You must know what to debit and know what to credit. You must know when an asset is increasing, what are you supposed to do? When an asset is reducing, what are you supposed to do? Just start from that one first. Leave cash. Just start with assets first. I mean, that is how I started. I did not started by doing assets. No, I just started by assets as a broad at its own, equity as its own, revenue at its own, liability at its own. I did not just started all of them at once. I just know that when an asset is increasing, you debit. When it's reducing, you credit. I just started with that one first. The following week, I meditate the other one. I have to even write it in my wall. That was 2022. I write it at the wall, like my room wall. Whenever I'm passing out, I'll see this principle. I say, this is the principle for today. I will just say it to me. That is there I became used to it. So please, you need the double principle rule for you to be able to make use of this software. You need the knowledge. You need accounting knowledge. So please and please, my colleague, my very good friend of mine, that is a consultant, this is his feed. He has authority. There's some place he has a copy. I know very well he has authority on it. Please make sure you join tomorrow for tomorrow's session. We'll be the one taking you on the aspect of the software. And mind you, AI is not coming to take any accounting job, because we have whatever you give to the software is what is going to bring out to you. Will AI go and represent you for tax authority? No, they will be. It can do any prepare. Even if you think about it, there's a lot of disadvantage for this AI self. There's some things you can do. You can even expose your company if you want to use AI. I've seen some people using AI to do bank reconciliation. You are exposing your company, and you are breaching confidentiality. So leave this thing that they're saying that AI is coming to take accounting role is a lie. The way accounting is going, AI is not taking any of your job. That AI is for you to leverage to make sure that you make your accounting job so easy. That AI is just a subordinate. What is helping you to make this accounting work so easy for you? Make it easy. For example, now in this current dispensation, will you go to a bank there they are using hand to count money again? No. You must use the counting machine. You have a lot of crowd. You are counting money with hand. In this current dispensation, I will leave that bank and go to another bank where they are using machine too. That is what I'm telling you. If I come to your company and you are using book to prepare accounts instead of you to use software, if I have any investment shares in, I'll go and withdraw my shares. You can't tell me that you are using a book to prepare accounting. No. Use the software that AI have given us. Leverage on it. So that is all I have to share with my good people. I'm always open. I've been a mentor for so many people because that is what I enjoy. I like mentoring students, like everybody to develop. The sky is too big for us to enjoy. Yesterday, one of my mentees qualified as a chartered accountant. I was so glad. I celebrated. Is it yesterday? Yesterday was Friday. Okay, that was on Thursday. It was on Thursday. Qualified as a chartered accountant. He even tagged me. He tagged me on his LinkedIn appreciation. He tagged me when he was on his one on the LinkedIn. He just tagged my. You can just search Sunday Sampson Salas. He tagged me there. His skills level was at one sitting. Professional level was at one sitting. What you just need is the right information, the right mentor, and a God factor. Don't neglect that. God factor should be even your number one priority. God factor is the number one priority. Why you should depend on. The number one factor is God factor, the right information, and the right mentor. So I wish all of you the best. I wish you guys success. If you have any challenge, I'm always open. You can DM me, you can just message me. I also help students to write academic project work. So if you need assist in your project work, you can feel free to do. But that one, I charge money for it too. But if you want guidance, maybe for me to guide you, no problem. That one is free of charge. I don't charge money for it. So let's draw the curtain at this moment. So you are now open for question. If you have any question, I will hand over to the moderator to take over the chat. If you have any question, she will be the one to handle this section. So the moderator, please, over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Sam, for this insightful section. Thank you for letting us to know that we are supposed to get our thing. I was thinking that it's not necessary because I'm not into business, but now so that they will not charge us unnecessary for
She,
violating.
they want me this lady.
Thank you, sir. So, do anyone have any question for Mr. Sam? You're supposed to have a lot of questions. You know, we're
Yeah,
now
there's your
introducing
hand raised.
new tax acts, and there were a lot of changes in the tax system. So, if you have questions, just raise your hand, and we will attend to you.
Somebody is raising his hand already. You can call upon the person.
All right, Daniel, you can take the floor now. Ask your question.
Okay, good evening, sir. Please, it's concerning the NEL fund. Yeah, NEL fund that we are
Okay.
having as a student. Are we going to pay back?
Okay. Okay. This your question. This your question is critical. Please, honestly, when I was in the university, it was not open for me. But based on what I heard, you are not paying back for it too. That's what I heard. You are not paying back. I don't know if it's correct. But based on my research, you are not paying back the money. It's just a soft note for students. It's not refundable. Though when I was in the university 2020, my last days, it was 2020, there was nothing like that. It was just a way of supporting students to pay their school fees, then get some tests. But I think the thing should not exceed the thing should not exceed 20,000. I think there's some level it should not exceed that 20,000. It's not based on what I heard and my research is not refundable. So that is what I think I've answered your question. The next person. Or do you have any other question? Daniel, go ahead. Daniel, do you have any other question? Unmute yourself.
Okay, sir. Please,
Yeah.
concerning this tax stuff we spoke about,
Okay.
is it related to the taxation as a course?
Yes, no. Even from for those people that will be writing ICANN exam next diet, you expect the new tax refund because the new syllabus ICANN release few days before they release their results. They included the new tax as the syllabus, like in tax. They just changed their syllabus, though they have not released a new textbook for it. So, but one issue is that I don't know your school. I don't want to conclude. I don't want to discredit any school. That some schools have not started teaching based on the new finance act. If you are in school that they have started, good for you. Some people are still making use of the old act. But if possible, please research more for the research using how to prepare account using the new tax law. If you are writing account exam, because they will be testing it from November direct. I don't know if I've answered your question. Okay.
That I do answer your question.
All right. Over to you, moderator.
All right. Okay, thank you for answering the question asked by Daniel. I can see Olamide raising her hand or his hand. Olamide, over to you. Olamide.
Okay, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. I'm with you.
Yes, yes, sir. I joined this meeting. I joined late. I just joined now, so I don't really grab anything. But I saw it on the flyer that this program continues tomorrow, so I will not miss out again. So I just joined now. Um, log on to my Facebook now. Then I saw the link that I saw it that you have sent the link to me. So I just joined now. I have missed out a lot of things. So that's what I want to ask.
All right. So,
I is it
okay.
continuing?
Yes, and I think
Yes,
there's
sir.
a record. It's being recorded. Host, I think this class is being this webinar is being recorded. Abi. Yes,
Yes,
it's being
sir.
recorded. You also have a recorded version of it. Maybe you can just listen to it tomorrow before they start the tomorrow this thing section.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you,
I
sir.
believe I've answered your question.
Yes, sir.
All right. Next question. Who
Thank you,
take?
sir.
mm,
All right, over to Dorcas. Your hand is up, so you can take the floor now.
Good, good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening, ma. Okay. My question is this about this name form because I'm really scared though.
Okay.
I don't want I don't want to finish school and I started working and the next thing I hate is you owe this country about how many thousand. So I was trying to ask if we are going to pay back or is it when like because what I heard is that after this tenure of Buhari or Tinubu the thing is gone, it's no more again. So me I was thinking if you are paying back the stuff
Okay.
because now I actually collect for school fees and upkeep.
All
Ibekwe,
right.
wake up, ma.
All right. Sorry, please.
Alright, so please.
We're saying that thing.
Which name that thing?
Daniel, I'll
Daniel,
flog you.
I'll flog
No,
you.
ma'am, I'm just joking.
Don't mind me, I'm just
All
joking.
right.
Alright.
Please, can you mute yourself?
Please can you
Please.
mute yourself, please? Eh?
Can you mute yourself? All right. Let me continue. So basically, based on what I heard when I was in school, and I told him I graduated in 22, there was nothing like such. But what I heard for those that have graduated, they say they did not pay back home. That is not refundable. So, but for it to be in a safer side, if you have collected and pay your school fees, please as well just be planning have a second plan B, what I call the plan B. Whatever I'm doing, I have plan A, I have plan B, I have plan C. If this plan did not work, I make use of the other one. That is, I have so many. That is, I have different approach to a particular stuff. So where you will know if it's refundable is after your graduation, maybe when you want to do clearance. But for those that have collected, when they did their clearance, they did not ask. They did not ask. I don't know. Maybe if it depends on schools or some schools they did not ask. Like River State University, they did not ask for them. They just collected. But I don't know for your school. So go ahead. Any other question? Moderator.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any other question? If you have any question, you can raise your hand. All right, there is no question for Mr. Sam. Thank you very much for Mr.
No
Sam.
question.
Hello, sir. Can you all hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Moderator, I can hear you.
So I was like, since there is no, okay, Dorcas
Wait,
have
wait.
a
I think
question.
somebody is busy.
Okay, Amarachi, you can take over. You have a question. Amarachi.
Yeah, good evening. How did they used to get tax number?
Okay, tax
Anyone?
ID. I will send you the link, but if you can go to Joint Tax Board website, I will get the link and send it to the platform. I will try to get the link and send it to your client. But just search for tax joint tax board. You will see it. You can either use your NIN. It will this thing will automatically convert. Then if you want to also open for your business, if you want to get for your business, you use that your ROC number, your business registration number, to as well get your TIN number, that is your tax ID as well. So I'll try to get the link and share it on the platform. Please, not only getting the tax ID, make sure you file your return. Even though it's a new return, make sure you file it, because getting tax ID without filing, remember, it has what penalty on its own.
Wait. If I get this tax number, well, does it mean that any this thing I'm doing now, they'll start taxing me
No,
from it?
no, they are not taxing. But if you made this thing income, like income, you have a business, or you for your own personal individual's account. Let me get you correct.
It's like if someone sent for me money now, would they tax me
Mm.
from the money?
No. Gift is exempted. Gift is exempt. You are not paying tax of it. You are not even recognizing it as part of income, because gift is not an income. What I mean by income is that when you engage in a business, maybe there's somebody's money sent to you, yeah, as a form of this thing, a commission. Maybe you sell a property, you now receive a commission. You are going to pay tax for that one. But the one they send to you as a gift from you are not expected to even report that one to your account, you are not paying tax for it, because it is a gift and it's exempted, it's tax exempted item.
Okay, thank you so much. I just wanted to be clarified. So in case I get it, that's not me say if I put money now, I'll hear the Delta one pay for tax that I've registered and all
No,
that.
no, no, you are not.
All right, I think
uh,
Peace. We'll only take one question, and that's from Peace. Chinachirin Peace. You can ask your question. After that, we'll move over to the next section.
Okay, thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me clearly?
yes, ma.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Silas, for that powerful speech. Um, Concerning the double entry you said, is there any study pack that you can recommend for us or drop for someone that is interested in going in depth?
Okay, you say what? Sorry.
I said concerning the
Come
double
again.
entry, the credit and debit in accounting,
Is
is
it
there
from
any
my end?
study pack?
I can't hear how.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes, I go ahead.
I said concerning the double entry you said, is there any study pack you can draw for someone that is interested to really go in depth in learning, knowing about it more?
It says something regarding to double entry, that if what happened. Sorry, if you're able to hear him, we can hear her. Please, if you do, please just help me here and repeat the question, because I'm not hearing her. Sorry, ma, please.
She said, is there any study pack that they can use to study the double entry? Like someone can use and study the double entry principle. Study pack that you have, someone can purchase to able to study the double entry principle.
Hold on, please, hold on. Hold on. I don't know if you, and I want to change my network. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on, please. Hold on. Uh, can someone repeat her question for me? Thank you.
She said, is it any study pack that someone can use and study the double entry principle? Do you have any study pack that someone can buy or be purchased from you that she can use and study the double
Okay,
entry
okay,
principle?
okay, 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 okay. Okay. No, 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 no. I don't have. I don't have. I don't have such. But there is this. What is happening? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can.
All right. Let me just. I don't have any book. I don't for now. I don't have any book for now. Let me just say for now because there is everything is possible. I can get it maybe tomorrow. But
We cannot
I'm.
hear you.
Hey, hey, are you being serious? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right. So now what I'm going to do, the one I sent to my mentees, I'm going to see if I can draft out something like that. First, what you do for me, you will understand everything that is under your asset, because that is the first thing. Understand item that is under asset, because when you understand item that is under asset, then you understand item that is under liabilities, you understand item that is under your revenue, you understand items under equity. And then when you now start applying those principles, you are good to go. I don't have it for now. I don't have any test before it. I'm going to see if I'm going to send one. It's a nice question. I think this is one of the best questions I've received this night. It's very, very important. Please don't be shy. This is something that you need. You need it. Please.
Thank you so much, sir. I
All right.
appreciate.
Uh you're welcome. Ma. I'm
Right.
loyal to
Thank
you.
you, Mr. San. This brings us to the end of will I call it half of the first section because Mr. Sage has something for us tonight. Just to brief us on what to expect tomorrow. Over to you, Mr. Sage. Mr. Sage.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Opunkwo. I'm an accounting software consultant and a cyber aware accountant. So it's a pleasure to be part of this webinar organized by the Department of Accountancy, Nnamdi Azikiwe University. And also, I want to also appreciate the organizers and the moderators. So today's focus was on tax and the era of tax reform. And I'm happy to learn alongside from today's webinar. So tomorrow, I'll be discussing beyond spreadsheets, leveraging technology and innovation in accounting. So we'll explore how accounting software, artificial intelligence, and digital skills are transforming the accounting profession, and how you as students and future accountants can position yourself for success in this rapidly evolving landscape. So I encourage everyone to stay engaged tomorrow in tomorrow's section here, and also make time to join um, the webinar rather, tomorrow. So yes, so that's all I can say for now. Yeah. Okay. I believe Mr. Sam has answered all the questions. I don't know if any other person have any question to ask. Okay, over to the moderator.
All right, okay. Mr. Said will be coming up tomorrow to speak to us concerning this accounting software. So though he's still here with us, so if you have any question to ask him ahead of tomorrow's section, you can ask him. If you are confused, you can ask him. You have the floor now. I can see peace. Peace, you have a question.
No, sorry, that was for before.
All right. Okay, Chineye has a question. Chineye, over to you. Chineye? All right, Olamide, you can ask your question. Over to you, Olamide.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. My question is that tomorrow's session will it be based on, I don't know if tomorrow's session will be based on, let me say, basics. I don't know if you understand my question. I mean, when I said basics about spreadsheet, Excel, or I don't know what we want to discuss tomorrow. I just want to ask if it will be just like basics of it. That's what I want to ask. Do you get my question, ma?
Okay, please come again.
All right. My question is that tomorrow's session, like, I mean, will it based on basics? Like, let's say someone is just someone that don't have any knowledge about it before, that will just want to that is hearing. Let's say, okay, for example, someone that is hearing it for the first time now, that don't even have any knowledge about it. That's what I'm trying to ask. Like, will it based on basics? Let's say the basics, the starting points. That's what I want to ask, sir.
Okay, so tomorrow we'll be talking about we'll touch Excel and also technology. It's basically technology. That's why it's called
Okay.
beyond spreadsheets. We're teaching you those
Okay.
things that you need to know. You know, as an accountant, you need to also like go beyond spreadsheets. You need to know other technological skills rather. So we'll be talking about technology, modern accounting software, and also AI automation and how all these skills are helping um, organization improve their productivity. So these are what we'll be talking about tomorrow. So that's why it's called beyond spreadsheets. You know, as an accountant, we are not just limited to spreadsheet only. You also need to know other accounting software. So that's what is helping organization in preparing their financial reports and other management reports. So these are what we'll be discussing. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yes, the reason why I asked that question is that, for example, for example, like me now, I don't really have basic knowledge of even that spreadsheet before, so that's why I'm asking. And I really want to have the knowledge and know it. That's why I'm asking, like, will it based on basics? That's why I asked, sir.
Yes, I understand your question. Yeah. So like I said, we just talk about the traditional aspects of, you know what I mean by, okay, let me talk about, we have traditional accountants and also modern accountants.
Yes, sir.
So traditional accountants is an accountant that uses Excel in preparing their financial reports. Then when there was nothing like accounting software, companies were using Excel to prepare their financial reports. That is their statement of profit or loss account, statement of financial position, So gone are those days. That was then. But now technology has come to stay. It has helped in reducing the workload of an accountant. That's why when you post any transaction, the software prepares your financial reports. It does a back end. Anything you are posting, the software is preparing your financial reports for you. Do you understand? So these are
Yes, sir.
what we'll be discussing. So a modern accountant is an accountant that knows how to use accounting software. It's not limited to only Excel. You understand? He knows how to use accounting software and also cyber aware. Cyber aware. Yeah. So this is what we're talking about. We talk about all these technology, artificial intelligence, how it's helping organization, and so many things that we'll be discussing tomorrow. So these are one of the things that we'll discuss. Yeah. And also the Microsoft Excel, Word, all those things. Those are the tools of an accountant. You understand? Those are the tools. Is a tool that most accountant uses in organization, but accounting software is what you use mostly. It helps you in preparing your financial reports and other necessary management reports. So we'll be talking about all these things and also AI automation, how to use AI, and cyber awareness for accountants. So we'll talk about all these things tomorrow. Does anyone have any other question to ask?
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, so Chinyere, okay, Chineye rather. So Chineye. So you were raising your hand. Is there any question you have to ask? Okay, so no other questions. Okay, I'll be handing over to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sid, and thank you for coming. But we're not done yet. I hope we all learned something from what Mr. Sam has taught from the new tax reform, how we should be able to be ahead in terms of what is happening in the tax system, and also aside the educational aspect, we also need to start building our professional portfolios, because even though our certificate is needed, if someone asks you now, what can you offer to the organization, if you start telling them that you are this, you are that, in terms of what you did in classroom, and they cannot see a portfolio of your work, the probability of you getting what you came for will be very, very low. So I just want you guys to start building yourself professionally, start exposing yourself, start learning, start unlearning. And just hope this section has made you guys to rethink if you have not been doing it well, and or maybe has made you to make decision on doing it well. And also we also have tomorrow's section. Tomorrow's section is basically accounting software, all about digital accounting. We are now going through digitalization and accounting, the accounting profession. No one is going to ask you to prepare cash book on paper. You are going to do it on the system, and that is where this accounting software comes in. So tomorrow, Mr. Sage will be enlightening us on all this accounting software and also automation, AI automation. I'll be handing over to Mr. Splendid. He has something for us this night. Mr. Splendid, over to you. Okay, I
Okay.
think Daniel,
Um,
you have a question. Daniel,
Yes,
you have
sir.
a question.
Yes, I have a question, no man. Please,
Can
we
I-
plenty for you. We no get laptop. Oh. You said you are having accounting software tomorrow. I no get laptop. Oh.
Daniel, don't worry. You have access to the recorded version of everything. Just save it in your phone. Just save it. Then when you have money to get yourself a laptop, you can just use it.
Okay, I thought it was okay. I thought this group is an empowerment program that helps people. Chai.
Then I'll beat you.
All right, since there is no question and we have answered Daniel's question, I'll be giving the mic to Mr. Splendid. He's going to enlighten us on the um, paid class as Mr. Sage will be hosting after the whole webinar, because Mr. Sage is going to be offering an accounting software class for you guys at a very low amount. Straight for us. So Mr. Splendid is going to tell us more about it.
Okay, good evening once again, everyone. I want to really appreciate Mr. Sam, who took us today on the new tax reform, and also Mr. Sage. All right. So there was something Mr. Sam said. He said AI is not going to take your job as an accountant, neither will technology. So you see many accountants asking the wrong question: will AI take my job? Will technology take my job? I think the better question should be, how do I use AI to become a better accountant? So AI is not replacing good accountants. It is actually going to be replacing accountants who refuse to adapt. All right. Have you even thought about calculators replacing accountants? No. Excel didn't equally replace accountants. Neither did accounting softwares replace accountants. So AI will not replace accountants. Neither will technology replace accountants. Even as it has to do with filing of tax using technology. He made mention of tax promas. That was the formal software being used to file tax. The new one now is 360, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So basically, as accountants, AI cannot take your work. Come to think of it, will AI do the professional judgments on financial statements or take ethical decisions? No. What about business strategy and relationship management? So all that boils down to you as a person and as an accountant. So the future belongs to accountants who will actually, combine accounting knowledge, technology, business understanding, and communication skills. So AI is not your competitor. Rather, accountants who use AI should be, or rather, accountants who knows how to use AI effectively should be your nightmare. All right. So once again, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. It was a wonderful session, and tomorrow promises to be another great and massive session. So we are going to be going full blown into the accounting softwares proper, led by Mr. Sage. All right. So about the class for Mr. Sage, I think after tomorrow's class webinar, we'll be talking about that extensively. All right. So I don't take you guys off the course. All right. So thank you all for showing up and staying up to this moment. Thank you for engaging, and thank you for bringing your questions and curiosity too. So it's going to be same time tomorrow. Please don't miss out. Over to you, my moderator.
All right, thank you all for coming. Thank you for sparing us your little time just to be part of the webinar. Stay tuned by 8 p.m. tomorrow, because it's going to be about accounting software. Most of you guys that have been asking me, how can I get to know about this accounting software? It's tomorrow. Tell that who were not present this night, you can tell them they will join for tomorrow's section, so that they will not miss out on what you are going to enjoy tomorrow. I said Mr. Sage has prepared hot egusi soup for us, so stay tuned tomorrow. See you guys and have a wonderful night rest. Bye.